It happened one Monday night. John and I and Hank Scarf were playing cribbage up in the front bar, and it was this dining room was closed every Monday. It was closed and no entertainment. And this woman came in and she said, "Are you Gigs?" And I said, "Yes." And then John recognized her. She was Eve Arden. And we got up and said hello, and she said, "Well, I'm here. I wonder if your place will stay open for us, because they won't, the Mather Inn won't serve food after 8 o'clock at night." And I said, "Gee," I said, "I'm closed Monday night, but I'll stay open every night from now on." And I took her down here and showed her the place, and she was ecstatic. And then the following couple of nights they came in, and all of a sudden there was a gang here, and her husband, Brooks West, she was our Miss Brooks on television, the Apple, and so he made the anatomy, and one thing led to another, and they all start coming down, and it got to be John called it their Club 21, whatever. So that's how it happened. Or one afternoon, this woman called up and asked for Gigs, and Rocky, I think I told the story the other night, Rocky said some woman wants to talk to Gigs, and I got on the phone. She said, "Are you Gigs?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "My husband Jimmy says he owes you a favor." And I said, "Jimmy who?" I didn't think of it. She said, "Jimmy Stewart. He's going to come down and sign the wall." Because I had delivered a couple of nights before that, I had delivered personally. Sam told me to bring up a couple of fillets to the hotel. And he wrapped up a 20 and a 5, and I had the white shirt on, and he put it in my pocket, and I took it out and gave it to he and Arthur O'Connell were rooming in the same room. And I told him, I said, you don't have to tip me. I said, I owned a joint. Yeah, that's what I told him. So that was how that started. And then he came down, and I think I had a bowling banquet that night for 70-some women. And I came down earlier, 5 o'clock, and started to tell them Jimmy Stewart was, and they said, "Oh, he doesn't go anywhere." And I said, "Well, he's coming to sign the wall tonight. Don't mob him." But it worked out. He got mobbed by them. Like there was a beautiful bar over in that corner there, and he was signing the autographs there. Then he said, after he signed I don't know how many, he motioned to me, and I went over to him, and he said, "Get me the hell out of here." That's what he said. So we took him upstairs, me and my wife and Gloria, his wife, and we went upstairs and chatted for a long time. There was a lot of excitement around this place here, because talking about the floor, why I remark about it, I was here mopping the floor one Sunday, and it was rough weather outside, raining like hell, and Phil's, I called him Otto's bodyguard. I got pictures of him at the bar. Any place that Jimmy's bodyguard, any place that Jimmy Stewart went, he was there. And he came down to there, and he says, "I got the big guns here." He said, "We got to have something to eat." I said, "Geez," I said, "I'm here alone." And he said, I said, "What do you have in mind?" He said, "Well, there's about 30 of us or so, and we're off a location." And so I said, "If you guys give me a hand," I said, "I'll put something together." So I did. And I got, not to elaborate on it, but I got pictures of Otto Preminger in the kitchen with his his future wife, Hope. And he was with the spaghetti, and she was with the salads. And it was really something to see, and that was a hell of a good Sunday. I was here, and they were helping out. They were pouring wine, and got to be a hell of a party. Some of the people that were against this dining room, this party room, I called it the party room, and they said, it's in the basement and it's out of the sight of the public, and you know, some of the Civic League people, oh, but they came here when the movie was here, and I had words with them. Yeah, a lot of people came here they were clicking the wall and doing everything, and it was great times upstairs with the band going, and Duke and John were doing duets on the piano many nights, and they talk about all the stars were dancing and that, and they took 6 couples from here and took them down to Mount Shasta when they did the movie scene, the dancing. And one guy worked for the radio station. He was dressed like in a uniform and whatever. And but I remember how they were to have a place, not to brag about it, but to have a place like this in a little town, and they picked this place to hang out. Made it their hangout, really. And they'd come in here day and night and, hell, think nothing of it. Every night, they didn't do it all in one night. They were, hell. And Lee Remick she was like the star, and everyone wanted to dance with Lee Remick and Vuli Gorgaris. What the hell is her name there? Oh, here it is right here. She was a Greek makeup person, and very attractive, both of them. Everyone wanted to dance with them. I danced with them myself, what the hell. But George C. Scott he was a newcomer, but to sit with those guys, Big John Mealy from Life and Look magazine up in the Mather Inn, and they take the money out of the kitty for the food I bring in, and I'd bring them $10, $15 for the food, and they'd throw a 50 on the empty tray, you know. Well, that's movie people. Of course, I was a young guy then. Christ, I was only 30-some years old. But so much happened here that it was, the memories are here anyway.